Hey everyone, so this will be an unfair comparison, speed test comparison here between the 2021 Amazon Fire HD10. This is just HD10, not the 10 Plus. This has 3 gigabytes of RAM and 32 gigabytes of storage versus the new gigantic, oh no, this is 10.1 inches, versus the new gigantic 14.6 inch Samsung Tab S8 Ultra. This is the middle version of this one. It has 256 gigs of storage and 12 gigabytes of RAM. It is a beast of a machine. So this is of course an unfair comparison here. This is 150 bucks. This was over 1,000. Was it 1,200 bucks? I think it was. So this is very expensive. This not so much. This is over $1,000 more than that guy. So of course this is going to be an overall better device, unless you want something that is smaller. So of course this is unfair. But anyway, we're going to use Chrome, and we're actually going to use Silk browser on here. Like I said, this is unfair comparison here, and so I did not actually delete the histories. Usually we delete the histories, but in doing so, it actually makes them load in websites slower. This way, they've both been to both these websites we're going to, which is Best Buy and Pokemon, and it might actually help the Amazon a little bit here, since they both have already been to them. They should be able to load in these websites just that much faster than if we were to have cleared the history. Best Buy and Best Buy 1, 2, and 3. And let's see. Alright, so they're both actually pretty good. This is completely done. This is still somewhat loading. Well, it was when I started speaking. Let's go ahead. Here we are going to swipe in Garmin. And a 10.1 inch tablet is not a bad sized tablet. It's just when you put it next to something that's 14.6 inches, it almost looks small. I mean, this thing next to the 12.4 inch Samsung Tab S7 Plus, or now S8 Plus, makes those look small even. It's nuts. So they're actually both doing really well right now. So you see all this stuff's already loaded in. There's one pop in over here. Problem with one thing to do that is you try to hit like overview, and it might end up hitting one of the other watches and going to a completely different page that you want to be on. But both are actually pretty good though. But again, this is going to be a little bit faster. Then we will also go to Pokemon.com. At the end of this video here, we'll reopen all these apps that we are opening and see how well they do with maintaining them. Don't know why these do not load in desktop website, but they don't, especially this. And this is basically like more powerful than most laptops are. Go ahead here and hit Venusaur. See this little display here, just kind of pops in over here, whereas over here it kind of does a little whoop whoop, kind of does a little animation. What I'm trying to say there. Let's go ahead and hit Ivysaur. So there we go. So they are both very close. And to show you guys, one thing we have open here is what we just opened. Alright, next we will go into something easier that is just Sheets. Google Sheets. And then we will hit our exercise one here. Of course, this is in dark mode. That is not that. It should make any amount of difference here. Go ahead and keep those open. Alright, next we will go into Roblox. Open up a game here, 1, 2, and 3. Now, big difference is when you actually go into and start using apps, like especially gaming apps like Roblox. This certain Roblox games and other games, it will just not be able to play just because it just isn't able to. Where this can play any game, and especially in Roblox on max graphics. That's where you're going to be seeing the big difference why you're paying more for this device over something like this. For instance, in here, Royal High, this cannot play at all. It'll kick you out of the game. It'll restart the app on you. Here you can play it on max graphics. No issue whatsoever. It's just something to keep in mind too when these, here we're doing just the app opening test, and in the app opening, they both should be pretty close to each other, in all honesty. I mean, even if you watch like this versus the Amazon Fire 7, for this app opening, they're for the most part decently close to each other. Some apps not as much, so like gaming apps is definitely going to open faster, but on like web browsing and stuff like that, they're actually pretty close to each other. Even when you compare this to a $50 device. Just something to keep in mind there. We'll go to the Google Play Store. Like that. I mean, there's a couple of second difference here. Now, when you download stuff too, this should also be faster. Garmin. I guess my point here is that is going to be the difference between a budget tablet versus a non-budget tablet is going to be when you're actually doing apps, and the amount or the types of apps that they can do. Such again, as gaming, you can do just higher graphics on this than you could on a budget tablet. On a budget tablet, you might be able to do low to medium graphics, whereas this guy, you can do ultra graphics, or whatever the top graphics is. Maxed out graphics. Alright. Let's go into everyone's favorite app then, which is, of course, YouTube's 1, 2, and 3. Alright, then we'll hit Explore. We'll hit the plus. We'll hit Subscriptions. And we'll hit Library. Now that is, of course, not to say that this is not faster in pretty much everything. It's just the point, I guess, of these videos is to see how much faster the more expensive tablet is. Not necessarily to test the actual tablets on the apps themselves. Let's go ahead and hit Subscriptions again. Alright, then we'll just go back into each of these. Alright, so first we'll go here. That was good. That was actually good. I'm actually kind of surprised on that. I swear each time I make these videos with the budget tablets, sometimes they'll do excellent and other times they'll restart apps. It's kind of weird. So we'll go into this. So when you open up Google Sheets and you open up an actual sheet, it keeps the Google Sheets, all your sheets, this display open as well. And the actual sheet itself is open on another Roblox. So now here, because Roblox is a game, it's a little bit more of a heavier app. It's going to take a bit more for tablets to keep open. And of course, the more apps you have open, the harder it will be for tablets to keep them open. Alright, then we'll go into the Play Store. So both of these are actually maintaining all the apps pretty well, except for Roblox, as we saw. Yeah, actually both of them did very well. One more thing I just want to mention here before we end this video is I'm not going to show it off in this video because my mic just sucks for speaker test. This has dual speakers, one and one. This has quad speakers. There's 2 and 2. And of course, this sounds better and louder. But this one actually does sound pretty good, and it does get pretty dang loud too. For a $150 device. So I would say for what both of these devices are, they are fantastic. I mean, for a $150 device, the Amazon is a really good choice if you want a budget tablet, especially when they go on sale. I think they go on sale for around $100, which is just crazy. And two, if you want a little bit better performance for heavier apps, you can get the Plus version, which is one I'd recommend for $30 more at normal price. These are US prices. So for $180, you can get yourself the Plus, and it should do gaming and keeping apps open just a little bit better. It gives you an extra gig of RAM. But I mean, this guy is just a beast overall, just like the S7 lineup was. The S8 lineup, which is what this is a part of, are just beastly tablets. But with that comes a high price tag. Like I said, the Ultra starts at, here in the US, $1,100. This one is $1,200, and you can spend even more than that on them if you wanted to. But yeah, you guys let me know what your thoughts and opinions here. As always, I really do appreciate you. And of course, this was a very unfair comparison. Thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you all have a good one. See you guys next time. Goodbye.